Hey everyone, this is Ben back with you in the Midwest Model Shop. Today we're going to be doing another review of a laser from Two Trees. This is their TS3 model. I was recently contacted by Two Trees and they said, hey, we really like the review you did of our TS55. Would you please review this one? Absolutely no problem. Send it right on over. So this is a cool machine. It is all enclosed in metal and ready to go right out of the box. We'll show you the whole unboxing process and everything, but basically it involved very little setup to get things going. So things you want to know, the laser accuracy is 0.08 millimeters. The area that you have to work in is 300 millimeters by 200 millimeters. Not as big as the TS55, but plenty big for most operations. The engraving speed is 10,000 millimeters a minute. Laser power range S0 to S1000, and it basically cuts at 10 watts, which will get you through up to 8 millimeters of plywood. They have an easy to use app for offline support, 32-bit motherboard with Wi-Fi, supporting Wi-Fi, a TIFF card, and a USB connection. I use a USB connector for this demo because it's just a lot easier for me. It has two smoke evacuation configurations. This model will either internally collect the smoke and run it through a filter, or you can connect an exhaust port and run that smoke outside. So we're going to do both in this demo because in the previous version where there's nothing, you're just in a room, we had a lot of smoke, and so I'd like to avoid that. The other thing that's really cool about this, again, all metal enclosure, and the lid is also laser proof, so you don't have to wear safety glasses while the laser's running. I do recommend it though, always, just to be extra safe. It has a fire detector in it. So if you have a fire while you're away from the machine, an alarm will go off. It is an all metal case, it's going to get hot, but hopefully it will contain the fire. And then if you're exhausting your fumes outside, hopefully the smoke will be sucked out too. It does have very powerful fans for removing the smoke, but I think that's really cool. There is a limit switch inside of it set up for your X and Y access, so you don't have to worry about the thing running away. There's also a slightly more accessible version of this unit that is all black. It does not have the venting that goes outside. It just has the internal filter. Eventually you would have to clean that up. And then the blue version that we have, that we're going to show, that we've shown here with the cool little decal on the side, can either be vented internally to the filter to collect all of your emissions, or you can run the filter hose outside, which, like I said, we're going to demo that. Because of this special offer that's going on right now, and Two Trees being cool sending me this over, they also included a $100 discount code, and I'm going to put that up right here, and you can also go ahead and look in the description. It will be placed down there below. That is TMMST3100. We'll get you $100 off. I think the other thing that's important to know, they do have an affiliate program. I have not signed up for that, and I told them that I wouldn't. So if you choose to buy this laser, that's just all on you. You're not doing me any type of favor. I don't get any kickback from this other than they sent me the machine, which is great. So that's enough. I'm hoping that this review is helpful to you if you're interested in looking at this machine and answer some of your questions. Also note, and I'll show it in the video, the manual has QR codes they'll put up on the screen. Make sure you click on that QR code so you can flip through the manual yourself. They are very proud of their support, customer service support. If you send an email off to them, they said they'll get back to you within 24 hours, which is a pretty good turnaround. So, all right, without further ado, let's get this thing opened up out of the box. Let's go ahead and run a couple projects like this we got right here. And yeah, just give you a general feel for the machine and see what you think. All right, let's get into it. All right, here we go. This is the box for the TS3, and this big huge box came in a big huge box. Right away on the side here, we've got some handles. This is a little bit ripped right here, but I'm not worried about it. And I can see already, oh man, it's not going to show. There's some thick, heavy foam inside of here. This is as a master engraver at home, and then hopefully, can we see? You make it out. It's in here, and there's our big, heavy, thick foam handle once again. So let me go ahead and get the camera set up, and we'll get this thing opened up and see what's on the inside. All right, here we go. Alright, some, wow, heavy duty, thick foam. A product manual. A bunch of forms. And a set of instructions here that looks like it has to do install the exhaust pipes. We'll take another close look at that. There we go. Wow, this is, it appears to be really well packaged. Oh, nice. They got hard blocks on the foam right here. Here we go. Okay, having somebody help you get this out is probably a good idea. This is metal. It weighs a ton. But they did an outstanding job, A++ to Two Trees, with their shipping. Heavy foam, hard plastic corner blocks, protect everything. Looks great. We'll do this. Peeling off here of our little orange laser protected cover. Lid opens. Nice feathered edge here to keep this all sealed up, so I guess you got an airtight seal here. And we've got a bunch of parts. Alright, so these all appear to be, they got foam blocks zip tied to them. That's keeping them from rattling around on the inside. And they're zip tied together here. Lots of foam blocks. Okay, so this looks like our cutting surface. As you can see right through it. No troubles at all there. It popped right out. Okay, so here's what you got right inside. This is your cutting area. Here is the motor that slides in and out and holds our diode. And in the back we've got several fans and then our filter back here. So, and then this is our lid. Goes down and seals shut. Pretty neat. So what we need to do now is go through all the stuff that was inside and then, yeah, get it all fired up. Okay, so after I opened up everything that was inside, I found I had some really cool glasses, the power supply, USB, then a bunch of tools, even a, not just a USB cable, but a little chip reader and USB plug, a device to zero everything with, give me a bunch of zip ties, and then this came for the filter in the back. So this machine is meant to handle all the smoke. It has a filter to absorb all of it, or you can go ahead and plug this in and vent this outside of your room. Smoke was a real problem last time, so we're going to do both. We're going to run it with just the filter that's in the machine, and then we're going to go ahead and plug this in and vent it outside and see how things go. But yeah, this is all the cool stuff that they gave you. Okay, so I didn't realize this, so I thought I'd show it. So inside here is the honeycomb bed. If you just give a little lift up, it pops out. And then you have the floor. And this says, remove the screws to access the rotary roller. I didn't know there was a rotary roller in here. So you've got screws located in this back corner here and two up here. And again, they give you the Allen head screw that you need to remove it. So let me pull these out real quick and I'll show you what's underneath here. Alright, the screws are removed. So you just reach in and pull these plates out. And ta-da! Here is your rotary engraver. This is a big deal to me. It allows you to print stuff on devices and things that are round, which is great. I don't have it powered on right now, but the online tutorial shows you how to hit the keypad right over here, and you can test this thing and get it to spin. So I didn't realize it did that. That's really great that it comes with all of these functions. I think you get a lot here for your money, and now I realize why it is the price that it is. I didn't see that tape back there. We'll get that out. Oh yeah, looks like we got a little vent hole there. We got another piece here. It does say in the instructions to remove all the tape. Okay, a bit of what's happening here. So I have connected my laptop via USB to the machine, and I'm using the Laser GRBL software, and it's pretty basic and easy to use, but I've gotten this generic Midwest Mile Shop logo here that I've decided to fire up for my first test burn. So let's go over to the machine and see what's happening. It literally, I just started this. So it's going ahead and it's doing the burn. There's a little dot right down there in the right hand corner from when I monkeyed with the laser. I just used this touchpad here, and what is this one to say? I'll just say yes. I was monkeying with the laser and I turned it on, and I accidentally burned a little spot there. Also, I guess technically this is my second burn, because in the little spot right down there, wrong size, I tried the emblem before. So the machine is running, and that is a piece of plywood. I've set the laser power at 50%, and there's smoke. Now, the smoke is inside of the machine. I don't know if you could see it. I know I got all these lights in here. There's definitely no smoke outside of the machine, which was a big problem the last time that I did this. So right now it's all going into this filter in the back here, and the next one will flip this around. But I will say I can smell it currently. Alright? So, but you know, I'd rather smell burning wood than see smoke, which is what we had last time. And it can be an issue because you don't want smoke, and also I have a smoke detector right above my work area here in case we have a fire. So we don't want that going off. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and let this thing cook off here. And yeah, I guess that's it. I'm seeing a reflection right here. Can you guys see that? I don't know if that's smoke. I don't think it is. This has a nice fuzzy edge that's supposed to kind of keep it airtight, and you can see the filter in the back there. So I don't see smoke. Last time I came down here and I was doing the open machine, there was, I mean, it was like I had a campfire going. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and let this run. It says progress 4 minutes there. I think that's what I still have to go. Actually, probably have a lot longer than that to go. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let this thing finish up, and then we'll take a look at it, see what we've got. I'm gonna try some metal, and I'm gonna put another piece of wood in, and we'll use the vent. I think obviously the vent will work out really well, but this was really easy to set up. The only thing that I did, I took this piece and I went ahead and zeroed it out so that the laser sits 50 millimeters above the workpiece. That is the focused height. And the way you do that is you use this little ledge on the top, and there's a bunch of little steps here, but the bottom step to this ledge is exactly 50 millimeters. You're set and ready to go. In the instruction manual, it tells you exactly how to do that. There's also a video. And then there's these steps, and the reason for the steps is if you have different material that you want to cut a different depth in, or you want to cut through, they have you zero it to that height. That was really easy to do. See that kind of really big knob right there, the little big Allen head dealy? There's a little handle there, and you turn it, and this whole thing just glides up and down real easily. I mean, it was super easy to adjust. so that was encouraging. Let me grab the manual here. I want to show you something while we're working on this. Okay, here we are. The our first test piece is finished, and here you go. Turned out nice, no problem. It probably could be a little bit sharper if I adjust my focus just a little bit. And this is just a... This is not a good example of how fine detailed this will go, because I went ahead and just used a quick generic logo because I wanted to get something running. So setup for this was really easy. I want to talk about that for a minute here. So they give you this... I actually did it wrong. They give you this 50 millimeter tall piece of aluminum that if you put... You need your piece of wood, whatever material it is that you're gonna go ahead and burn, and there's this knob right here, and you just turn it to raise the laser. This is a thicker piece up until this slides right underneath here, like so, and then you come down. Let's see here. Whoop, I went the wrong way. Like that. And that's your 50 millimeters, and you're set and ready to go. There are steps in here for if you have different types of material that you want to engrave, and how far away you should be for the effectivity of that. And all of it is covered in this manual here. Let's take a look at this manual for a second. Okay, here's the product manual. I'm going to put this and hold it right here. You can go ahead and scan that QR code and go to a bunch of video tutorials that are really helpful. If you want to see the manual, go ahead and scan that QR code. But inside, so I speak English, obviously, so there's the first pages are in English, and it tells you how everything works and gets set up. But right here, talks about focus and adjustment, and you can see right here, depending on what you're cutting, so this is the cutting height for your thickness, where you should go ahead and set your depth. And there's some pictures showing you how to do that. And there's a video tutorial as well. And then there is a test chip that you could stick in that it comes with that I didn't bother doing. I just jumped right in there. You also can do some wireless programming of this thing as well. Or sorry, this is the screen that you get on top for entering everything. But here's your introduction, the GRBL, the instructions and connecting, and then there is a way to do this stuff wirelessly. This is talking about how to connect to the machine. Here we go. App introduction. That's on the machine itself. Somewhere in here, I know there's a wireless, because it has you connect to your Wi-Fi and establish an IP address. Anyway, all of that information is in here, and it's easy to use. Here we go. Things like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some more stuff. Alright, back in action here. So I went ahead and did another quick experiment here. This is just a quick piece of brass that I spray painted with some black paint and inverted the image and just had the laser run. As you can see, I haven't removed all the paint yet. I only did 2 passes. I set the laser at 100%, and I slowed the speed down to 50%. I monkeyed around with centering things, and I just did 2 passes just to get this all off. It obviously needs a 3rd pass, or I need to slow the speed down, to like 25%, and that would get it all cleaned up. But I just wanted to see what it would do, and this is enamel paint on a piece of brass. So just an example there. We're not this shiny yet, but if I had done it again, it would have been. I just wanted to see how it would work with metal. So just to give you an idea, it will do better, sharper images. Okay, with that being said, I want to turn this around. So here we are at the back of the machine, as mentioned earlier. So first of all, right back here is your switch for your run Y-axis, stop Y-axis rotary, run rotary roller. And so you'll have to be back here and make this selection adjustment here if you're going to run your Y-axis. But otherwise, stop the Y-axis and rotary. I just leave it on the run rotary roller, run Y-axis. I think I have it set here to 1 is where it was at before. But what I want to do So make sure you follow the instructions for that, just to get this right. What I want to do is remove this plate. I want to go ahead and install this exhaust cover, and then they've also provided you with the hose. And they give you this nice little set of instructions right here that tells you what you need to do. The English isn't perfect, but that's fine. The big gotcha is right here, I think step 3. It tells you that you need to reverse the direction of the fans, which means install the 2 fans reversely, which we'll have to flip them around so that they exhaust out. So I want to get this set up so that we can do another burn with the wood and exhaust all the smoke out of the room and see how that smells. So let's go ahead and start. Again, you've got this bag of, I think, all the tools you'll ever need, an inside set of Allens, and this is the right-sized one. So I'm just going to go ahead and take all of these screws off until we get the whole thing loose. I think I'll leave these here. It tells you which ones to pull to get it off. So we'll do that here. Give me just a second. Okay, this is the last screw. Alright, so just a flat panel here. So this cover is going to come off right here. And we'll go ahead and install this plate back onto it. Alright, so I'll take that plate off and let's see how this... Oh, I guess you don't get a choice. You can't screw this up. It's got to go like this. It only fits one way. So we'll put it on like that. And let me get... Alright, so there's only one way that this can go on, like so. And we'll go ahead and put the screws back in. I guess they're not screws, these are little bolts. I'm just gonna, so here's a tip, just put them on loosely. Don't snug them up all the way until you've gotten all 4 started. Otherwise you may have trouble. Just do like this, just turn it, you know, about like that so it's loose on there. That way, if it moves around in the hole a little bit like that, you can get it started. Alright, now that all 4 are started, I'll go ahead and snug them up. Okay, now that that's accomplished, we have to address the fans. Alright, so I'm only seeing 2 screws in each corner for these fans, and then these wires that wrap around. I could see this potentially being difficult. Be careful with your screws here. Okay, it looks like they go all the way through. They're nice and long. What I was worried about was losing them. So, I've never done this before. I'm just gonna loosen each screw. Get this wire out of the way. Might have to do one then the other. So this one's loose and sitting down low here. We'll take this one out. And it's going to drop down when I get this top corner removed. And it comes right out. Lift this one up, it comes right out. Alright, so it says reverse them, so that would be the other way. We want the air inside to come out. And we'll just run this little bolt back through. Okay, that's the fans installed, the wire's out of the way. And they're reversed. So this plate, so this is what, oh, interesting here. If I put this plate up here, interesting. Okay, so it looks like you have this angle bracket here. Look on the side, this angle bracket, and it's gonna go like this, and I feel it hitting. I guess it's touching the filter. right here, right along this edge, which I guess it is supposed to do. Alright. Looking at this, it will go on. Like, this will connect like this. So, I'm going to go ahead and reinstall my screws. I'll start in the middle here. We're just going to follow the instructions right out of the gate before we start experimenting with something else. Alright, so I put that first one in, it lets me hang in, and again, like everything else, you want to just start them loosely and then snug them all up after the fact. So let me go ahead and get these all put on. Okay, all these screws are in. If we power the machine up, the fan turns on right away, and it is definitely blowing a lot of air out. Like, a large volume of air is blown out, and I can smell from inside of here the remnant fumes that we had going before. So the last thing we need to do, let's shut this off. We need to go ahead and hook up the supplied hose, which is great, and then they give you this clamp. So you need a screwdriver, flathead or Phillips to attach that. So we'll just do like this, and I'll put it over here. So I'm just slid it over the top of that little spot, and we'll go like this. And I probably should have tightened the screw a little bit ahead of time, but whatever. There we go. And snug it up. It doesn't got to be crazy tight. It's just got to be enough that the thing's not going to come off, so that you can move it around and vent this thing outside. So now what I'm going to do is set it up in a different location, run this hose outside, and we will throw another piece of wood in there and run another edge. Okay, here we are back in action and have the laser running the simple program that we had before. And this is just a regular piece of plywood in there that we're doing a simple engraving on. And right now the little gray hose is running up and outside of the room. I could smell a little bit of fumes, and I know right away it's like coming from here. Up on top. Sorry. It's coming out that crack right there because I need to open up the ventilation. But otherwise, there's nothing coming from the machine right here. It's doing really well. And that's super encouraging to me. So, and actually I have more distance, way more distance I can run that hose. You give me a lot, I can run it all the way up and out. And I think what I'll do is I'll run up upside, and I'll run that all the way up and out, so that there's nothing inhibiting the fumes from making it all the way out. So let me go ahead and do that. Let's let it run and finish up, and when we come back I'll give you my conclusions to this whole project. Okay, we're back. I came back down here. I just let the machine run, and we're all done. Actually, that's a lot sharper than the first one that I did. Got a little bit of blow off there. You know, this is just a generic, quick little whatever thing so you can see that it works. But the big deal is, I don't smell any smoke. I don't smell anything. I ran that hose all the way up and out, and there are no fumes. This worked out extremely well. I'm pleased. The only thing I want to talk about real quick for final thoughts is, let's see if I can show this here. It's going to be hard with the glare. I do wish that this screen was a little bit brighter. I'm sure in a dark room it would be easy to see, but it's kind of hard to see in here. That's kind of my only real complaint with this setup so far. So, alright, that's it for now. Cool machine, no fumes, happy about it. I apologize about my mess right here, but I'm not, look, I'm not a professional studio. This is probably what you're going to have at home. This is real, right? So anyway, let's get back to you with some final thoughts. Okay, in conclusion, what do I think? This machine from Two Trees is pretty awesome. I really like that it's made all out of metal. You've got the protective cover, and most importantly, other than a couple of little things that you gotta do, it's ready to go out of the box. And honestly, for the money, it should be. So once again, the only thing that I did to it, I put the hose on the back. You guys all saw that. And then for the X-axis, I thought that the one of the little rubber cords was one of the tracks was a little bit looser than I would want it, so I just cinched it up a little bit. No big deal. They give you all of the tools that you need to tear down the whole machine. They give you a nice manual that's easy to use. It's basically ready to go out of the box. I mean, you don't really have to do anything other than plug in and go. I think that's a big deal. It's robust. It's going to hold up. You can put things on it. It is heavy. They package it extremely well. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there's a $100 off promo code that's included. It's in the link down below. I'll put it up here once again for you if you've forgotten. And I think it's versatile. I like that it has the roller on the bottom that you flip on with the little Y-axis switch. That's a big deal. I used to have an Etsy shop where I made pens, and I would often get people asking me, can I engrave the pens? And the answer was no, I couldn't. I ended up doing little decals instead that worked out, but this would be a lot better, and I like that that's included. I like the honeycomb tray. I'm not worried about anything getting burned. I would like it if the screen was a little brighter, and I would like it if I could get a more powerful laser on it. I think that this is 2 5-watt lasers or 1 5-watt laser magnified to 10-watt power. I mean, 10 watts is totally capable, and there's no problem with you doing any type of etching in wood. It'll cut through all that stuff in acrylic. It just takes a little bit of time, and that's fine. But enclosed, ready to go, not going to fall apart, heavy-duty construction. I'm happy. I'm definitely going to keep this and get it set up here so that I can use it for things around the shop. Yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Also, reach out to Two Trees. If you look on that link that I put up for the manual, they said if you email them, they'll get back to you within 24 hours. That's great customer support, and you should have that if you're going to spend that type of money on this type of a machine. I think it's great that they do that. The T55 they sent me before has a bigger work area, but it's just open and exposed. You have to build it. You have to do all the troubleshooting yourself and get it lined up and working. And that's a great starter laser, and it's better than in making the type of investment that this requires if you're just kind of like monkeying around with things. But if you have any type of serious production that you're going to pump out, this is the way to go. Also, especially having the hose that's long, it's a really long hose, and you can vent it outside. There are no fumes when this thing is going with the hose. The fan sucks out a tremendous amount of air. Very, very pleased with that. So, yeah, I guess I'm saying I'm going to give it a thumbs up. We'll see how it plays out here in the long run, and that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you found this review helpful.